All right, this is my first official broadcast on my friends list. Normally, I would have some music playing, but one of my other friends is still making me some non-copyright and original music. So just close your eyes and imagine some sweet guitar playing for just a moment. Point, 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 point. My special guest, my first guest, is Anthony Kirkness, first victim who decided to play around me. Anthony, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you for showing up on this fine broadcast day. Oh my God, yeah. All right, Anthony, I'm not exactly sure how we joined forces as friends. I'd say Bernie Sanders probably was where I gravitated a lot of new friends that I've never met in person. But I don't know. Since then, I followed you. You say hilarious things. You post hilarious things on a lot of topics that I enjoy. You just seem like a cool guy. I figured the rest of my friends would find you just as fascinating as I do. First and foremost, I want to talk. I want to ask you. You're from the military, so I want to know more about that. I'm curious about that. When did you? How old are you? When did you start the military? What branch?
I was in the Army. I got in when I was 18, back in 2006. I joined up 5 days before my birthday, um,
Nice.
in October. Yeah, I was really excited because I had to wait a year because I had to get some paperwork done because I'm also like a dual citizen.
Oh,
So,
nice. I didn't know that.
anyways,
What's your other
yeah,
citizenship?
I'm actually Canadian because
Ah,
I'm Native American. So
all right. So
my
you're
tribe's
Native
actually from,
American, Canadian American. I love this.
yeah.
Already, this is
Yep.
amazing.
So yeah, I got in when I was 18, stayed in for 6 years. Um, I did air assault and airborne school while I was in there, which was
Oh,
pretty
nice.
awesome.
Is that what the red hat is, or is that just standard issue?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
looking.
a beret. A beret means you're in an airborne. Well, the maroon beret means you're in an airborne unit. A black beret means you're in a what we call legs because they don't jump out of airplanes.
They're not as
Um,
crazy as you, essentially.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Then you also got tan berets, which was the original beret, but or actually black beret was actually green beret, but everybody started like getting issued black berets, so that's when they went to green beret.
Oh, nice. No, I did not know this,
Yeah.
and now I know. So you served 6 years. So you saw combat. I don't want to get into details about that. I don't want to know how many people you took out or anything like that. But why did you just leave the service? Did you just do your 6 years and go out, or was it medical discharge, things like that?
It was actually a combination of medical and it was in my contract because I had a parachute accident where my parachute ripped in half and I burned in.
Jesus.
Yeah,
You
so
probably said that too. Jesus.
I
Wow.
was just thinking, holy shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when I saw
I was
God. For a
like,
brief moment, I was religious, right until I hit the tree.
yeah. Yeah, actually,
So,
I don't know if I told
Jesus.
you, I actually had like a deja vu moment when I was younger of me actually falling
Oh,
um,
yeah. Oh,
from,
so this is the story. Yeah, I saw that on when we were talking about deja vus. I saw you. Yeah,
yeah.
go into that in some detail. This is curious. I'll like to hear about this.
Yeah, actually, so when I was younger, I was about 9 years old. I actually had a nightmare of actually falling from a very weird height into like a hole, and like I never knew what it meant. And at that moment when my parachute ripped in half, I saw where I was heading. It was a sand pit, and I was like, man, I was like, I dreamt that I was going to die at this moment. Like, did I have a premonition?
Yeah. Oh my God.
But
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I survived, but from my L3 down to like the top of my thighs was completely bruised, and I got nerve damage.
Nice.
Um, yeah, that's when I got my medical marijuana card from.
Oh, nice. All right. So your state has already been medicinally marijuana
Yeah.
for a while now. So now, all right. Since you're a medical discharge from falling from a plane and having a poorly deployed parachute, you
Huh.
experienced the VA a lot. I assume you're familiar with that fine organization. Yes.
Uh, yes and no, because the wait times are so long. Like if I in January made an appointment for to see my doctor, it'd be like 6 months before you see your doctor.
Jesus, and that's not some conservative spin. That's just or some liberal spin. That's your actual experience being a
Yeah,
medical discharge and having to deal with the VA.
yeah. It's just because there's so many people trying to see the doctor for so many different problems. Like my spine's always hurting, and
Yeah.
I need to get like some surgery or something, or maybe get some therapy just to see a therapist and get my little prescription to see one. It'll take me
Yeah.
like 6 months because I have to
Jesus.
see my doctor to get it.
And
Um,
now, medical marijuana card that doesn't the military, the VA, that's all covered and all cleared. That's all
yeah,
allowed.
yeah, I tell them. I always tell them. I tell my doctor. He's like, what helps out with your nerves in your spine? I was like, weed. I smoke a shitload of it. Not even joking.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you serious? He's like, what about your PTSD? He's like, I see you have problems with that. I was like, he's like, it doesn't look like you have problems right now. I was like, yeah, because I just got done smoking a joint. And he's like, oh, really? I was like, yep.
Yeah. What about all the pills we gave you? Oh, they're still in the bathroom,
Yeah,
collecting
for
dust.
reals.
I sell a couple to my friends.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
uh,
So essentially, all your nerve pain, all your back pain, all nightmares and things like that are all resolved through just smoking.
yeah, I mean, I still have like um, pinched nerves that hurt me throughout the day, but it is
Yeah.
not as bad as would be if I wasn't smoking.
Yeah, I can relate. I took a fall last year and my back is fucked up, and yeah, so I can relate to just not being able to stand for too long or keep my arms up for too long. And it's not lower back, it's upper back. So while all the other people are
Yeah,
growing over their old lower back, I'm fucking like my shoulder blades. I'm just like, good times, good times. And I live in a red state, so yeah, marijuana is my only solace. I can't see a
yeah,
doctor for anything less than $10,000 in a fine bill, and then 46 lawyer letters that just come in every day.
yeah,
Good times. So that's
yeah. Because
interesting. So did you when you fell, was that just a training exercise, or did you actually have to see? Did you actually get deployed in like Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, any of those fine warm countries?
no, it was actually just a training exercise in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. It
No
was
shit.
yeah, we were just doing a high altitude jump, which was just jumping out of the what's it called, a SEPTA? Yeah, SEPTA airplane is just a single propeller, and you just jump out the back, and they have a little hook on the ground that you put your parachute to. I'm thinking when I jumped out, when I hit the edge of the door caught my parachute and ripped it.
Oh Jesus. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, so those parachutes aren't wrapped inside a little backpack. They're sort of just folded and off to the side, and then as you jump out, they slowly unravel and then release, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Crazy, crazy. So basically, what you're telling me is we spent 6 years training you, and we never used you.
Oh no, I mean I
we,
went to Afghanistan for 15 months.
oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Now, were you only on the base? I don't want to talk about combat missions, but I would like to know, your experience over there as far as the people. Did you interact with any of the natives in Afghanistan, or were you strictly on
Oh,
base?
yes. I was off and on base. I was actually a vehicle recovery mechanic. So if a vehicle got blown up off base, I have to go recover it.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all the bombs are gone. They blew up the truck. Go get it.
yeah, that's how it pretty much went. It was crazy because there'd be dead bodies inside vehicles, and they'd be like stuck to the seat because the guy got fried, from being
Yeah.
blown up by the oxygen tank that was in the back seat
Oh,
because
Jesus
he was like a
Christ.
welder.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was crazy. So the guy really melted to the seat. And I was thinking, how are you going to take that person back home? Or are you just going to like melt the seat into a coffin? Like that's some fucking weird shit.
And this is how we cope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a horrific image. Let me think about how they're mailing this seat.
Yeah, for reals.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So, did you interact with any of the locals? Did you
Oh
find
yeah.
did they seem to welcome you? Did they seem to hate you? Because I mean, I see a lot of rhetoric, about all the medieval people. I mean, the medieval, the,
Uh,
the Mideastern people. The medieval. That's a whole separate conversation. All the
yeah.
Mideastern people are supposed to hate us and want to kill us and just don't want us. But you were there and you interacted. Did
Yeah.
you find a variety of opinions? Did you find people there who were happy that you were there, as well as some who were like, "Get out, infidel"? You know, can you enlighten me on first person perspective on how Americans are actually seen over there by an American who is actually over there?
It's like a mix, like because in my eyes right now, we're over there taking their poppy fields, their oil, So
Oh
it's
yeah, you were
like
in
we're
Afghanistan, so that was yeah, it was more heroin contracting than anything, protecting heroin distribution
oh yeah,
for you
and
for that particular battle.
yeah. So I mean, and plus you always get like the private contracting um, infantry,
Yeah, yeah, guys who used to be
Uh,
in, and then they discharged out, and then went into the let's make money doing exactly what we didn't make money doing before, perpetuate the war for
yeah,
profit. Yeah,
yeah. Oh man. Anyways, yeah, there's people like that over there that were pretty much like influencing these people to hate us more. But like a lot of these people were really cool with us. They thought, we were fighting these bad guys, but really it's more of like we're planting bad guys in there, taking their product, and just kind of killing them at the same
yeah.
time.
So they're starting to wake up to the realities that we're not really there to help. We're there to we're really in there to instigate violence, and yeah. So that's really where a lot more of the negative thinking comes from the local population, huh? From your experience.
Yeah, yeah, because even like when I was up in North Shank in Afghanistan. Uh, it was election day, and I remember one night I was on like guard duty, and we're just patrolling the land, and next thing you know, these people are getting blown up, these like women and children, and all I could hear is like, "We can't do anything. It's election day. We have to let these people die." And I was like, "Really? What?" I was like we're
Yeah,
just maybe like a mile down. There's nothing in the way. You can see it
yeah.
right through this
And
open field.
and
These
you've got
people
all
die.
this ordnance on you, fully armed, ready to go into battle, ready to protect people, and you're ordered to stand down and watch people die.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like how they think over there and do things.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Like
then you
I
came back,
know.
and then you come back to America, where we're apparently fucking
Yeah,
America, yeah.
for real.
Fuck.
Oh God.
All right. Whew, all right. Let's take a breath. Let's get the let's erase the wartime from our heads. All right. So you come home. You get on medicinal marijuana. Um,
Yep.
you grow marijuana now, or at least in some fashion, you're starting down that road. How do you learn how to do that?
Actually, I've had a lot of friends that got into it because their dads got into growing weed, and so they kind of like passed it on to me. You know, my family never really grew weed, so I never learned it from my family. I always learned it from my friends and their families.
Nice.
And
And this is why parents are like, so cautious of their kids' friends. See, parents out there,
yeah,
all of your kids' friends are teaching them how to grow weed. Yep.
it is true. Because I'll teach you how to grow weed.
Nice, nice. So basically, you just sort of from friends and fellow growers, just being in the marijuana community, you've just slowly just learned little tricks and 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 techniques to grow, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yep.
nice. And your state just passed full recreational laws. Yes.
Yes, we
And they
did
finally
in
implemented them
January.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
But you
You were
can't buy
excited.
until July. Oh yeah. I mean, for me, it's awesome because I still get like a huge discount, but there'd be a lot more variety opening up here soon.
Yeah.
Um, but a lot of people like to stay away from recreational because it's now 36% tax on top of like $100 ounce. You're paying $136 for your 36% tax.
I'll be honest, that's not bad. I'm in a fully illegal state, and that's that's the going rate. Plus or minus out here too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's pretty decent. I mean, for $100 ounce out here, it's not bad. I mean, for the $300 ounce weeds, that's really really nice. I'm talking
Yeah,
about you can serve that for a
comatose.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, hey man, this is worth 300. Wow,
Yes.
I'm floating. Time to game. No kidding, no kidding. So yeah, so now that it's fully legal, you grow in your home, yes, or you're starting to grow in your home.
Yeah. Actually, I started 2 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Growing. Yeah, I tried different techniques because you got topping and super cropping. Then you just got your regular where you just have the stem going straight up, not even doing anything to the bush other than cutting down the bottom. You also have lollipopping, taking off your bottom stems up your big branches.
Yeah.
And I try to do a little bit of everything so I can get like a big yield.
Nice, nice. And you so you have to and now you do it in you have a whole separate room that you do it in, and you've got different lighting
Yeah.
sources. I was talking to you online about that, and initially, from my limited understanding, I thought that one light was just fine, but it turns out that there's one light that you use to grow it, and then when you're ready to get it to the budding stage, you change the light to a different style light, as well
Yeah,
as
there's
changing the
a
timing.
yeah, there's a different spectrums of lighting you can do. At the very beginning, you want to do like spectrum lighting. That's why I use it in my LEDs. And later on, you want to use blue spectrum lighting, and that's for more flowering. It kind of it's like Mother Nature. When it's like summertime, you have like a very bright red spectrum, and then wintertime, you get more of like a blue spectrum coming off the sun.
Hmm. And you
So
use LED
that's kind of
lights.
like yeah,
Interesting.
you can use LEDs and high sodium lights.
Yeah, I always thought that a fluorescent light would be the best for that, but LED lighting is definitely advancing in leaps and bounds. As a lighting guy, I follow LED lighting a lot, and I see how they get brighter
Yeah,
and more concentrated for being a small light emitting diode. So that's interesting.
yeah, because it's not always about like heat. People always think that we need a brighter bulb to throw more heat off of it. It's like you technically don't. You just need that right spectrum to
Yeah.
tell that plant what to do. That's all you're telling is the plant what to do is to grow taller or start bushing out wider, and that's all it is just science. And people try to confuse that with something else, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's such limited information because state by state it's legal versus illegal. That and unless
Yeah,
you follow normal and get their and get the magazine and and do a lot of research, you're just guessing, and you're guessing based off of what grandma did with growing tomatoes on her porch. So we're just trying to
yeah,
fumble through and trying to figure it out that way.
yeah.
Now, how do you get your seeds? I mean, and how do you guarantee that you don't get a male plant? I was out in California
Mhm.
and I was on an outside grow, so I got to hang out with a bunch of different growers who all grew in a small tight community, and they all didn't use LEDs at all. They just used sunshine and California warmth.
Yeah.
And I remember one less knowledgeable grower started growing in his crop. He had one male plant, and they all freaked
Mm,
out. They actually did a
yeah.
nighttime raid and removed his male plant and burnt it immediately because their fear was that it would pollinate everyone's plants and everybody's plants would start
Hmm.
overseeding.
Yeah. Yeah. Male plants are just really bad. Me, actually, I just get mine off of seedsupreme.com. They have every seed they can possibly imagine. Not every strand they can get, but they do have like a wide variety.
Yeah,
Um, but I usually also have friends up here in Tahoe that also grow, and I just check out and see if they have a female plant. And if they have a female plant, you can actually take clip-ins off that female plant and clone it, which
yeah.
I do. So I usually grab 6, 7 clip-ins off a female and then just clone it and then make my own.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Cloning it seems like the no lose way to go. I mean,
Yeah.
you already know what it is, you already know it's growing, so if you just snip and transplant, and it
Oh,
seems to
yeah.
work out just fine.
And then you can tell what the genetics is before you start cloning. So it's like
Yeah,
you got, your granddaddy perp or, OG Kush. You don't have to guess.
nice, nice. Nice. So now you've been growing. I've been following along on your personal page, and when you started growing, and it seems like, and I remember I made a comment like right when you first started telling you, give us more details, and then like on the next post you were giving a shit ton more details, and I loved that because not only
Yeah.
was I able to follow, but I'm able to understand and learn as well. How far along are your plants so far?
Um, I got about another, I want to say 3 weeks of flowering. Um, it's, uh, I'm actually trying to get like better huger nugs, or a better yield, I should say. But on this plant right now, or these 5 plants I have right now, I got them back, I want to say on Christmas, I think it was.
Yeah.
So that's when I started growing them. Now we're coming in on the 10th.
Yeah. Now those were cloned. Those weren't seeds. Those were clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I
So
got them a month ago, a month and 10 days ago.
yeah. All right. So in another 3 weeks, you're going to change your light source from red to blue, or and
Or that's
or
actually what I got in there right now is purple. It's a blue spectrum, but it's a purple lighting on it.
nice, nice. To culminate the purple urple that you're growing, you shining it in a purple light.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, you should see the up close. It has like little white and purple hairs already coming out, showing that it's a female.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Now, how how early in a plant's growth can you identify a male versus a female in case you were going from seed? How quickly could you identify? Oh shit, that's a male. That's got to be taken down immediately.
I wouldn't say like right when you switch it up like flowering, you could tell because it starts growing these like little sacs right underneath the pistils.
Yeah.
Uh, but like if not, if it's a female, it grows these two little hairs right on the sides of the pistils.
And that signifies that it's a female.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. So, all
because
right. So
like
essentially,
just
if you
like a if it's a male, you'll have a little nut sack.
oh really? So you'll actually see what appears to be two testicles.
Yeah,
Ah,
and then yeah, the girl's labia, I guess you'd call that, would
yeah.
be
Would be
the
those two
little
little
hairs.
hairs.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. So essentially, if you grew from seeds, you really wouldn't know if it's a male or a female until 6, 8 weeks in, and you change your light source for budding purposes.
You would know, like Seed Supreme, you could buy feminized seeds that come from straight from like a female plant, um, or they're feminized. I can't remember how they actually do. I think that they use like a DNA genetics right there in the seed facility.
Nice. So they're getting real scientific with the production to guarantee that if you're purchasing seeds from a corporation, that you're getting female seeds and you're not even dealing with that process of trying to identify
Yeah.
yourself. Nice. Yeah, for people like me out in the lawless land, I just have to find a seed out of something I bought and hope.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the grower itself could actually make anything female or male
Nice.
because
Yeah.
it's all about taking care of your plants. If you don't take care of them, then more than likely you'll have a male plant. I mean, I've known people that bought feminized seeds and turned them like hermaphrodited them, like
Yeah.
huge nugs, but just like huge seeds throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
The nugs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the stuff we buy when we can't find our good dealer. What do
Yeah.
you mean you're out? Shit, I gotta go to this guy. Fuck, look at all these seeds. Yeah, when I was out in California, I met a few celebrity growers, and one of them was the
Nice.
guy who made the pink bud that they sell for breast cancer. I don't
Oh,
know if you're
really?
familiar with it, but yeah, the guy looks exactly like Rob Zombie, like to a T.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I had to tell him that, and then the minute I told him that, the girl that I was with, she was like, "Oh my god, yeah, he does." It's like, really? Are you guys all that high that you didn't? It took me to suggest this. Oh my god! So that's fascinating. And now you opened up a side site to be like I don't know a marijuana grower, or a
Promotion.
connoisseur.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So Nevada's Organic Connection is about learning how to grow your own weed, find local deals at your local dispensaries, uh, local grow jobs, cultivation jobs, bud tender jobs. So if you ever had any questions and you need to find out where to find maybe someone that has a plant they can buy or edibles, I actually have a friend named Jesse down here. He's actually Wonka's edible
Oh,
CEO.
nice.
Yeah, he also just sent out his book and now it's on Amazon.
Very
Um,
cool.
yeah, it's like the edibles for the person who hasn't or easy edible making. It's pretty interesting. It's a paperback and you also get it digital. So if you want to sit down on your iPad and make edibles at home.
Nice. Now, all of these, like if anyone who's listening, Anthony Kirkness is on my friends list. You can go to his site and you can see. I'm sure he's got links and he posts a lot about to try and share that webpage if you're interested in learning about growing or about edibles or about any of the topics that we've so far covered. So yeah, please go down and say hi to him if you want. And if you don't want, fuck you. All right. I think we talked enough about weed that I want to smoke. Unfortunately, I have none. So let's really piss everybody off now, and let's talk about religion because that's the other thing that I find extremely interesting about you. You are an aggressive atheist troller. I swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the easiest, kindest way to say it. And I find that fascinating because I am agnostic, borderline atheist, borderline Satanist. So I enjoy watching you go to little religious sites and kind of set them straight on their fantasies. When you were younger, did you start out as a Christian, a Catholic, a Protestant? When did you realize that it was just a fable? What brought you to this fine mental place in your life right now on religion?
So let's like start off like in the Bible, like Genesis. Like when I was little, my parents or my mom actually, my dad he's atheist, but my mom she was like full on Christian, and so was her my grandparents on her side. Fucking it was really bad. Like every Sunday, Wednesday, fucking every day that ends with Y was fucking God's day. Like we had to go to church. Yeah, for reals, nonstop. Um, anyways, like when I was growing up, they always told me, read the Bible, try to get to like understand it more, and like literally that's my whole book was my entire room. I didn't have a TV or anything. I had that stupid book.
Oh
So I
Jesus!
read that thing like front to back, back and forth, over and over again, and I kept on asking questions, but then never had any answers to. And so that's when I started like questioning myself, like, is this really real? Like, is this like a whole bunch of shit that like, all right, so Noah's Ark, I have to start with that shit.
Yeah,
Like, even if you're gonna flood the earth, you know how much salt and shit is going to kill all the plants. You're not going to have vegetation for a long ass time, and all the
yeah,
animals on the boat would eat each other. Not even joking. How are
yeah.
you going to have like starving animals for fucking on an ark? They're going to be eating each other. Not even
Yeah.
joking.
Oh, there
And
must have been a
one,
Petco or something, some kind of feed store that
yeah,
of course.
on another ark, yeah, Petco fucking
Yeah,
yeah, all your fucking like that's how the dinosaurs died. They didn't have any food for dinosaurs.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
died
Well, they couldn't fit on the
off.
ark. There's just not enough
hmm
room. Yeah. But there were room for
And
every
then
creature, two at a time, but not room for dinosaurs.
yeah, and they're still trying to find the ark. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, how can you not find a fucking ark on top of a mountain? We got NASA satellites that can
Yeah,
find you naked on the beach, but they can't find an ark on top of a mountain.
yeah,
Uh, and uh, and then also you have to look at um, religion that's before Christianity, like Egyptians in
yeah.
Greece or Greeks. They had fucking people that were born in December, died on the fucking cross, came back 3 days later. And it's like,
Yeah,
why are you going to
the
pick?
striking similarities from
Yeah,
all the religions that predate Christianity. All of a sudden, yeah. No, we could go on for days about just inconsistencies, similarities. Just if we just talk about Christmas. How
yeah,
they took Christmas because it was easier to take that religion that day that everyone already celebrated something for, and then just sort of, oh, it's Jesus's day too, and just
yeah.
slowly assimilate them into. Yeah, no, I agree.
Is Winter Solace, Yule, and people just like, oh yeah, let's throw some Jesus on that. It's like,
Yeah,
why? Why are we going to throw Jesus on there? We had something good going. Like it
yeah,
was even also like a fuck
yeah,
fest slash get some presents.
yeah,
That was
exactly.
awesome. Now we're sitting there like awkward with our families and trying to
Yeah,
get presents and thank
awkward
Jesus
with
for
our
it.
families. Oh, fucking religion. This could be like a fucking 15-hour long show just fucking talking about that. Yeah, I did a shit ton of research just on what the hell is his name, King James, because I
Uh,
was just after just watching everyone online just blather on about the Bible, the Bible, Bible. I said, King James Bible is the Bible everyone reads from. Everyone swears is scripture. Let me look into the guy. Turns out King James was a Scottish king who became an English king. Um, he also when I read deep into him, there were a few actual passages talking about the man where he liked the company of pretty boys, quote unquote. Not a lot of topics talk about that, but just enough from some people that stuck in.
Yeah.
I'm sure at the time that was something he didn't want promoted, so you could see why it wouldn't be in every piece of text, but it is actually there.
Yeah.
So he was a pedophile and a gay guy, and he made his he sanctioned his guys to pull all of the random factions of religion around him and give them all one book. So they basically picked and chose from every different form of Christianity around England and Scotland, and then forced them all to read off of one book. So, in my opinion, the King James Bible is a book written by a king to control all of his people. All the passages were picked and chosen so that for an English king, that right there is a big flag for me. If we remember anything about English kings in the Middle Ages, they off with their head. They just did it their way. So to me, the book is written by a ruler to rule his people. So none of it's got to be real. None of it. Yeah. Anything that would actually have any point, like Dead Sea Scroll kind of shit, would not be in there because it wouldn't help him to rule his people. So everyone's basically worshiping a book written, rewritten by a gay man. There's irony.
Yes.
And then, and he was a king. So it's just laughable.
That's what you have to look at about today's world. It's like the fucking popes out there, or not popes, I should say, the priests, the Catholic priests out there, are sitting there touching little boys and stuff. It's like, that's bad. And you guys are still like, well, yeah, it's like, for reals, you guys wake the fuck up. These guys are just touching little boys, and you guys, oh, it's all good, Jesus can handle them. It's like, no,
they'll go to
that.
heaven, they'll say some Hail Marys, they'll be fine.
Yeah, for reals. It's like, neuter that motherfucker, call it good, and then put his ass in a fucking pedophile house.
Yeah,
all that good.
Exactly. No, he's going to heaven because he's a priest and he follows Jesus, and people like us are going to hell. I don't know. The more I look at the people who are going to heaven and the people who are supposedly going to hell, I'm actually looking forward to hell. It looks like it's going to be a good time, and I can really honestly say that at least half the people in hell will have the right ideals and the moral fiber and be better people.
Oh yeah, yeah. It'd be like all scientists and shit. I wouldn't even mind it. Possibly Bill Nye the Science Guy will be down there.
Oh hell
I'll
yeah!
Be like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking, it's just crazy. Fucking religion.
Yeah, fuck that shit. That's one. Like, I think of like, it could possibly be like a multiverse reincarnation. Maybe you never know. It's like you possibly might wake up in 3000, BC. You never know.
Now that'd be an interesting. I was postulating that myself. Yeah, if time was truly meaningless, if reincarnation didn't go in forward momentum, if my next life would be in the Middle Ages, that would be concerning, to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the more we learn about string theory, the more we learn about science and just all of that bullshit, the more you realize that time is it's a constant, but it's not. I learned from the Big Bang. I learned from the Big Bang that theoretically, when the explosion happened, there's an equal and opposite reaction, and in the timeline from the Big Bang, there's an opposite timeline that's going in reverse. So let's just say we're 1,000 years from the Big Bang. 2,000 years ago, right now, is another alternate reverse life going on backwards, but forwards to them in the whole other direction, time-wise, but moving forward. It's baffling. It makes my head explode thinking about shit like that.
I always think of stuff like that because have you heard about the California, Nevada, Arizona blue streak that streamed across the sky?
No.
All right, so this is April 2000. I want to say 4th, 2016. and it was crazy. Like it was maybe 8 o'clock at night. This huge bubble, big ass bubble. I'm not even joking. I'm talking about it was maybe 50 miles long in the sky, and it just traveled. You can look it up on YouTube. Just look up Blue Streak in Nevada. It'll pop up there. I'm even joking. Anyways, so it traveled for about a half hour just through the sky from northern Nevada all the way down to the southern coast.
Wild.
Yeah, look it up. It's fucking amazing. They even zoomed in. It looks like a space shuttle breaking like some kind of speed. And I saw it with my eyes. I'm talking about the whole state of Nevada, California, and Arizona saw this.
Nice. And no one thought to use their phones.
No, I'm not joking. Like, there's thousands of videos on there.
Why didn't you do a video? You have a phone. You did? Ooh.
Yeah.
Post that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show. I posted it 2 years ago, but yeah, I'll repost it.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Not even joking. Someone had like a really good camera, and they zoomed in, and it looks like a spacecraft just breaking like the sound barrier. It is fucking wicked, and
yeah,
it has to be from a different universe.
Yeah, I totally believe in aliens. I believe we came from aliens. I'm a big animal lover, so I have a shit ton of cats out here, and I look at my cats, and then I look at me, and I think, to all animals, human beings look like aliens. You know, we look like what we describe, all online as this hairless, tall creature with big eyes. And that just tells me, that we're the aliens on this planet. That just screams to me, because of all the animals on this planet, we're the ones that communicate, use tools, and advance mentally faster. Which tells me that somewhere along the line, back in the day, some aliens came down and did a little hoodoo voodoo on us, on monkeys or something, to create, something on this planet that could survive in this atmosphere and do work, and it fortifies with Egypt and with the Mayans and their large creations, which seem to make no fucking sense. But when you start to postulate and go into things like Stargate, and start thinking fantasy like that, I mean, it makes a lot. It's extremely plausible, that pyramids were either firing ions up to space to charge spaceships, or were perfect landing sites for larger crafts, or and with the Mayans, with all the the landing zone shapes. Everything screams that there was something above us that wasn't God or a God or whatever they called him at the time. Everything just screams that there was something technologically advanced coming down and visiting us. It's just, to not even consider that as a more probable, outcome than it's God and he snapped it all together in 6 days and then rested. It's just, we're fucking monkeys if we still think that way. We're just idiots. We're not using our brains. We're just fucking, we're living in fantasy world. We're all playing fucking Harry Potter games and fucking Dungeons and Dragons and just, fucking tooth fairies and bullshit.
Yeah, I've always believed that fucking aliens were down here back in ancient times, I want to say 3,000, 4,000, 6,000 BC. And actually helped us design the Mayan, tombs, the Egyptian tombs, helping out. Because a lot of these precision angles on these pyramids and temples, they're just crazy. No one can do it. Even thousands and thousands of pounds. The heads on the Easter Island. Yep. Man, that's impressive. How the hell are you gonna move one of those damn things? People without any trees on an island, how are you gonna move one of those things? Yeah. And people say they walked it. Are you literally saying that you sat there with ropes and walked this huge thing?
I've watched some things, so I've seen how how it could be done, and I've seen people try and figure it out, and I've seen that exact video where they show that they sort of rocked it
Yeah, the
left and right
theorists.
and left and
Yeah,
right, but yeah, it's yeah. I mean, to deny the possibility that something else, something helped, it's just
yeah,
it's just limiting you, just silly. It's just silly. Especially when you think about it. If you have an older, if you have an ancient mind trying to grasp a spaceship and lasers and anti gravity tech, they're gonna think these are angels and gods and demons. It's going to be the only thing, the only way that they could process the awesome power that they're seeing. If we took an F-16 fighter jet and flew it past the cavemen in fucking any time BC, would be gods.
hmm
Launch one
yeah,
rocket and blow up one fucking civilization, and that's it. We're the devil incarnate. It's the end of days.
yeah. Because I always believe that we have technology that will like really blow our minds. It like there's hillbillies out in the south that would be like, "Holy shit, Bluetooth!" It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's
How you
Bluetooth out
talking on
there.
my TV?
Yeah, holy shit. But like, nowadays, like, there's people out there that are like, oh yeah, I got a fucking wingsuit and I just hop out of a fucking airplane and I can just fly around because I got jetpacks on it too, so I could
Yeah.
fly fucking for 10 miles and then my jetpack cuts off and I got another fucking 30 miles of just flying because of my wings.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
fucking
love
crazy.
tech. I love technology. Technology makes me excited. I'm a big fan. No kidding. So yeah, so part of the reason that you're so easily able to get in and deflate someone's religious ego is because you've studied the Bible by force and indoctrination as a child, huh?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
essentially,
So
you could have you'd be one of those people that I'd love to have on a radio show if I had like a uber religious dude, because they'd
yeah.
start quoting scripture and then you'd just turn around and go, no, 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 this is exactly how the scripture is said verbatim, and this is what it means, and this is how you're wrong.
Yeah, because you got these Christians who are like the dictionary like Christians who just go
Yeah,
in the very back of the Bible and they're like, oh, it says have a good day. This scripture right here, and they just go to it and they're like, this is what God said about having a good day. It's like shut the fuck up and like you like actually learn the shit instead of just like pointing out the little tiny things.
yeah,
Read the entire Bible, and if you actually see the unicorns and shit that there are, you'll be like, holy fuck.
yeah,
Maybe I am like thinking there's like so like me honestly like I was reading or watching the Zeitgeist
yeah.
and the Zeitgeist was talking about um, the Bible actually being like for astrology about like Jesus and like his 12 disciples talking about like the 12 different zodiac signs.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding.
So
Huh.
yeah.
Huh.
So, it's actually not in the Jesus being the Son, talking about the Sun itself. And they're like, in
So Jesus isn't
2020,
the Son; he's the Son, Sun.
yeah, yeah. And they're talking about the 12 disciples. And it's like, this in 2026, he'll be meeting with Aquarius, the man with the water.
Oh
So
Jesus!
that's what, yeah. And the year that we're in right now is Pisces, and he said that Jesus had two fish for the like this certain decade, and I was like, that actually
Wait a
makes fucking
minute.
sense.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Huh.
I don't
So
believe in
it's like,
astrology either, so that just makes the Bible even more useless for me.
nice.
I'll,
But
I'll take
yeah,
I'll
I
take
mean,
astronomy over astrology any day.
oh yes,
Yeah, I believe that the people use the
uh,
Bible like they use it like a buffet. They pick and choose what they want,
yeah,
and they leave what they don't want, and walk away. And right there is where everything just loses all merit
yeah.
for me. That I just can't stand people who just post online just scripture, just typing away scripture
Oh
and
yeah,
then walk away like it's like come on. It takes me 8 seconds to Google the scripture and then read the 14 verses before it and after it and find out that it means absolutely the exact opposite of what they said. You know, it's like come on. You know, like when they
yeah,
say
for
Jesus
reals.
had a sword or some shit, it's like, no, 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 no. If you read the whole thing, he's talking anti-violence. He didn't fucking come down with a sword
Yeah,
and start stabbing people. You're a moron.
yeah, for reals. Like the Bible's not that long. I mean,
It's
it's
repeated.
kind of is long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
long,
it's
but it's
yeah,
the
it's like
same story repeated by 15 different fucking chapters.
yeah,
It's boring as hell.
yeah, yeah, and that's how I could say that when someone tells me something, I'm just like, are you sure you want to say something like that? It's like like really you're sounding retarded. It's like Jesus, I had a nice day today because you got me a job. It's like, no, dude, you went out there, you get yourself a job. Jesus didn't help you. Keep the fucking word out of it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
dude,
Science and technology helped you achieve that job, or you'd be fucking
yeah,
clicking rocks together and fucking growing fucking potatoes in your backyard, and then die at 12
I,
because you have a disease that is incurable.
that's funny. Yeah.
Fucking people. Oh, right. 51 minutes, 13 seconds. Not bad, not bad. We managed to whittle this into an hour-long show.
Yep.
So you
Oh,
game.
I mean,
You're a big
oh
gamer.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
games do you like to play? What online games do you find yourself playing?
Well, online, I do the Battlefield. Not even
Nice,
joking. One of the best games out there.
nice.
And but I mean, like my favorite game, Fallout. Not even joking. Have you ever had like a feeling like the world was coming to an end?
We're in a Trump administration, so yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, hopefully we do now.
Yeah, we're all trained. We're all ready. We already play the game online, so we're ready for this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, that's why I play Fallout. It's like one day we're going to be in those like nuclear disasters. We
One
might be
day
the
I will
next
be a sniper.
Japan. Yeah, for reals.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be a time where America is going to get bombed. I'm not even joking. We're going to get nuked, and we're going to like wake the fuck up and be like, "Holy shit,
Oh
we're
yeah, no,
not
it's coming. We're
invincible."
gonna have ground wars. You know, if we keep going the way
Oh
we're
yeah,
going, we're gonna be ground war with Mexico. And
oh yeah, we're going to be in Nebraska in the fucking cornfields with Mexico and fucking Canada,
yeah, oh yeah,
shooting Canadians because they have health care and Mexicans because they're jumping over a border wall.
we're shooting Canadians because they have health care. Die, you fucking
Yeah,
healthy bastards! How
yeah. They're
dare
like,
you?
for real, that's all I get to like. Why don't you go to Canada with the free health care? Like, shit, I wish I could. I wish I had the money.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah,
wasn't so fucking broke. I'd move
I'm
up
about to
there.
walk there, but I'm not healthy enough.
Yeah, for reals. If it wasn't for our health care, we'd
Yeah.
die.
Oh
God.
yeah, we're in for some fun.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Like me just dumping weed all over my lap.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Blunts give away sometimes.
Yeah. No, and I can't do
It
blunts.
is.
I can't do blunts. I'm a bowl smoker or joint smoker. That's my extent.
Oh. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of joints here also. I
Nice,
just want to celebrate with a Juicy J blunt. It's
nice.
really it's a cognac dipped, and it's a
Oh,
actual tobacco leaf. So
there you
I don't
go.
know, they're a little fancy.
Celebrate the success of season 1, episode 1 of My Friends List with a cognac
The friends
fucking
list.
blunt.
Yeah, for reals. If I'm ever on TV, that's what I'll be doing at the end of the show. Just be
Yeah,
like
exactly. And
rolling
we're
up
gonna
a
go out
cognac
with,
blunt.
yeah. We'll see you next time. We're almost there. We're almost there. There, it's fucking
Gross.
oh, what the hell? What's his name? There's I forget his name, but he does political comedy on HBO,
Hmm.
and they've actually smoked
Bill
him.
Burr.
Yep, yep, yeah. But because
Yes.
yeah, so he's definitely helping to make it more,
Yeah.
acceptable.
Blacks. Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice.
It, yeah. It's actually cool, except for the part of being pro Hillary at the end. I was like,
Yeah,
Bill, shut the fuck up.
yeah, he's not the best. He's not Jon Stewart level, but
Yeah.
really no one is
Oh, Jon
anymore.
Stewart.
And and that's the thing. Once Sanders was taken out of the game, every station, every political comedy source just sort of fell onto the Hillary bandwagon. Even Stephen Colbert, until they all slammed and made fun of Bernie. They all barely talked about Jill, but she's useless. I tell you, the fucking libertarian guy, fucking, he got more
Gary.
time, at the end than any of them. And now that it's over, my happy place is Bernie Sanders is on every TV show, being respected by every major news organization, and at least I can live in my little warm spot to say that that finally they're giving this guy the right venues and asking the right questions. So 2020 should be a good year for Bernie if he chooses to do it, and he's not going to say anything about it until 2019 because he's a fighter. He doesn't want to make people think about an election. He wants to help the problems now. So I get where he's coming from.
I greatly respect Bernie. And I was just upset when Bernie just jumped on Hillary wagon. I was like, no.
Everyone
I was like, I lost. Yeah, that's the only thing. You have to live by your word. When someone says like never trust somebody, and then you jump on the wagon too, is like, man, that really grants a knife in my chest.
With Bernie, I think there were two tactical things that we have to think about. First, before the Democratic primaries, the DNC primaries were over, he said, "quote unquote," "I may tell you who to vote for. Don't listen to me. Vote for who you want to vote for." He said that, quote unquote. He said that for a reason. Post convention, yes, he got online and supported the Democratic winner. Bernie Sanders signed a contract to become a Democratic contender. And I'm absolutely positive that in that corporate contract was non-disclosures and no ruffling the waters requirements. Whereas if you lose, you can't be a sore loser. You have to back. You have to be. You can't do anything to derail the Democrats with whomever. And and he's so I think legally by contract he was not allowed to shake the tree. So he didn't. I mean, he didn't go out like Warren. Warren went out and fucking just had an orgasm for Hillary for 6 straight months. He just went out and continued to rally and did his legal obligation part to promote the winner. I didn't really feel like he just sort of bent over and let Hillary fuck her. He was. I feel like he was contractually forced to just accept the conclusion and not perpetuate the separation of the progressives and the liberals. And he knew it wouldn't work. We all knew it wouldn't work. So, but he's a stand-up guy who had to do what he had to do. I don't really think that he full force was like, yay, Hillary. It came off like that a little bit, but not as much as people, as people are snowballing it into. Okay. And he really did say, I will at some point tell you to vote for somebody and don't listen to me. Vote for vote your conscience. Don't vote for anyone who tells you to vote for someone. So he sort of set the legwork. All right, so we're coming up on 59 minutes, 17 seconds. I think I'm going to try and cut it right at an hour. So, Anthony, thank you very much for being my first test subject, my beta test, if you will. Go check out his page, and if you like what's going on and you want to be a guest too, then please just hit me up on Messenger, and we'll see about getting you on and talking about your life. So again, Anthony, thank you very much, man.
All right. Thank you, Derek.